On problem number 12, they ask you if the equation y is equal to 1/2 to the x power is graph, which of the following values will produce a point closest to the x-axis? So we need to be able to make a quick sketch on the graph, just to be able to see how the graph behaves, or how does it look like. This is an exponential function. Because the 1/2 is less than 1, then this is going to be a decay. Do you guys remember what a decay graph looks like? So a decay should look something, should be decaying with rate from left to right, so it should get closer and closer to the x-axis as you go towards the right. Now let's analyze the graph. If you plug in a 0, it'll give you this point here. If you plug in a 1, it gives you this point. If you plug in a 2, it gives you this point. Plug in a 3, it gives you this point. Plug in a 4, it gives you this point. So which one will produce a point closest to the x-axis? The biggest number or the smallest number? So it'll be the biggest number. Right, as you get closer to, the number gets bigger and bigger, it gets closer and closer to the x-axis. So you need to be able to decide which of this is the biggest number. You have to kind of go through and convert them into decimal if you're not sure. 1/2, we know that's 0.5. 8/9, remember that the first number always goes inside the division sign. So 9 goes into 8, 0 times. Let's go and add decimal. 9 goes into 80. 8 times 9 is 72. I'm just going to leave it as that for now. 2/3, you can do the long division. That's 0.66, meaning you guys know that. 5/9, let's do the long division. 5 divided by 9. 9 goes into 5, 0 times. Add decimal. 9 goes into 50, 5 times. 9 times 5 is 45. Got 5. So the biggest number is letter B. Let's go through problem number 13. On problem number 13, they want you guys to, they ask you, what are the x-intercepts? The x-intercepts, so you need to ask yourself, how do I find the x-intercept? To find the x-intercept, you're going to let y equal to 0. And now we need to solve for x. I'm going to go and factor this. Factors of 5x squared are 5x and x. Factors of 18 are 18 and 1, 2 and 9, and 6 and 3. I'm going to use 6 and 3 because, let's see, I placed my 3 in here. I need to end up with a 1. 2, that doesn't work. 6 and 3. I'm going to use my 2 and the 9. I'm going to place my 9 here and my 2 in here, because if I place my 2 in here, that gives me 10 minus 9, it gives me 1. So I'll be positive 10 minus 9 gives me 9. Now I'm going to go ahead and use my zero product property to solve. So I'll be 5x minus 9 equal to 0. Move my 9 to the right, becomes a positive 9. Then I'm going to divide by 5. That will give me x is equal to 9/5. I'm going to do the same thing with the right hand side. X plus 2 equal to 0. Move my 2 to the right, becomes a negative 2. So x is equal to negative 2. Let's continue with problem number, so the answer is letter C. Let's continue with problem number 14. Which order pair is the maximum? Now, if you guys notice, I place them right on top of each other because many of you guys are getting confused with 13 and 14. On 14, they're asking us for the maximum. They're asking us for the vertex. The maximum is the lowest point, the highest point on the graph, which is also called the vertex. So if you have a parabola, this is the maximum, or we also call it the vertex. We need to be able to use the formula x is equal to negative b over 2a. We don't need to factor. It's different from the x-intercept. So let's go through 14. Negative b over 2a, the values of a, b, and c. We have x is equal to negative b, this is a negative 4, so it will be positive 4, over 2. A will be negative 1. That will give us 4 over negative 2, which is negative 2. The x value is negative 2, so I can cancel a and c. Now, I need to be able to find that y value. It can either be negative 1 or 1. To find the y value, I'm going to plug it in. Remember, there's an invisible 1 in here. So it'll be negative 1 multiplied by the x squared minus 4 times x minus 3. I'm going to plug in a negative 2. I'm going to square negative 2 square. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. Multiply this out, plus 8 minus 3. That will give us 4 minus 3 is equal to positive 1. So your answer is letter D. Be careful. Some of you guys are making little mistakes, especially when you square. You have to square this first and then multiply by the negative 1. You can't multiply and then square. Order of operations tells you to do exponents first and then multiplication. Let's work on problem number 15. It says a radioactive element decays over time according to the following equation. They give you guys an equation. Many times they'll give you a different equation, but we just need to be able to plug in the information that they gave us. They'll tell you that A is the number of grams present initially, which is 5,000, and T is the time in years, how many grams will be remain after 12 years, so this is the value of T. So let's go and plug it in. Y is equal to A, we have 1/2 T over 3. So instead of the A will be 5,000, 1/2, instead of the T will be 12 divided by 3. Now the 12 divided by 3 is an exponent. Some of you guys are placing it as a big number here. Let's go and simplify, because you end up with 5,000 multiplied by 1/2. 12 divided by 3 is 4 to the 4th power. That means I need to be able to expand it. It says big 4. It's a small 4 as an exponent. It's not a big 4. It's not a whole number. It's an exponent. So y is equal to 5,000. I'm not going to expand this 4 times. 1/2, 1/2, 1/2, 1/2. And then I'm going to multiply across. To multiply a whole number by fractions, I'm going to place it over 1. So 5,000 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 is 5,000. 2, 4, 8, 16. So let's go and work on the long division. 5,000 divided by 16. 16 goes into 50 3 times. 3 times 6 is 18. Carry 1, that'll be 4. 16 goes into 20. 1 times 16 is 16. 16 goes into 40 twice. That'll be 32. Decimal. 16 goes into 80 5 times. So your answer will be letter A.